year is 1954. The desert winds of the Middle East carry more than sand, they carry whispers of unrest, of a region teetering on the edge of conflict. A young Israel, still scarred from the trauma of its birth, watches its southern neighbor, Egypt, with wary eyes. The once cordial diplomatic dance between the two nations has soured. This is abundant Phi wisdom, welcome again. At the heart of this tension lies a rising star, Gamal Abdel Nasser. His fiery speeches of pan-Arab nationalism resonate across the region, sending shivers down the spines of Israeli leaders. Nasser's vision of a united Arab world threatens Israel's fragile existence, casting a long shadow over its security and future. For Israel, every rumble of discontent across the Sinai border echoes with the chilling memories of past conflicts. The scars of war run deep, and the fear of another eruption hangs heavy in the air. In this climate of fear and suspicion, a desperate plan is born, a plan that will forever alter the course of history and leave a legacy of deception and betrayal. Behind the veil of secrecy, in the hushed corridors of Israeli intelligence, a daring plan takes shape. Mossad, the country's clandestine arm, hatches a desperate gamble, Operation Susannah. The objective was to sow discord within Egypt, to weaken Nasser's grip on power, and perhaps, just perhaps, buy Israel some breathing room in this volatile geopolitical chess game. Plan is audacious, bordering on reckless. A network of Egyptian Jews, motivated by a cocktail of patriotism and fear, are recruited and meticulously trained. Codenamed Unit 131, they become ghosts, ready to infiltrate their home country and carry out a mission that could tip the scales of regional power. But the landscape is treacherous. The web of alliances in the Middle East is tangled, and every move carries the potential for unforeseen consequences. The United States and Britain, Israel's supposed allies, hold significant sway over the region, and their reactions to this clandestine operation could spell disaster. Every step in Operation Susannah is a calculated gamble, a dance on the edge of a diplomatic precipice. Will their meticulously laid plans hold? Will Unit 131 execute their mission with flawless precision? Or will the delicate fabric of this covert operation unravel, leaving behind a trail of chaos and unintended consequences? July 23, 1954. The carefully laid plans of Operation Susannah detonate, not just in terms of explosives, but also in the realm of international diplomacy. American libraries, British cultural centers, and even Egyptian government buildings become the unexpected targets, leaving behind a trail of smoke and confusion. But beyond the initial pandemonium lies a web of unforeseen challenges. The operation, designed to frame Egyptian nationalists and spark international intervention, backfires spectacularly. Egypt blames Israel, stoking the flames of anti-Zionist sentiment across the Arab world. Within Israel, cracks begin to appear in the facade of unity. Doubts and internal conflicts regarding the morality and effectiveness of the operation surface. Meanwhile, Unit 131 operatives, initially shrouded in secrecy, face the chilling possibility of exposure. Egyptian authorities tighten their grip, the net closing in on those who dare to play with fire in the shadow of the pyramids. As the sands of time shift, the initial shock of the attacks gives way to a cold, hard reality. Operation Susannah, instead of serving its intended purpose, has plunged the region into deeper turmoil and exposed Israel to devastating international scrutiny. The question now hangs heavy in the air: will the architects of this covert mission bear the consequences of their gamble, or can they salvage some semblance of control from the ashes of failed deception? Under the harsh glare of fluorescent lights, the carefully constructed house of cards starts to crumble. Egyptian interrogators chip away at the facade of Unit 131, extracting confessions that send shockwaves through the corridors of power in both Cairo and Tel Aviv. The web of deception unravels, exposing the Israeli fingerprints on the bombs that rocked Egypt. The political and diplomatic dominoes begin to fall. Egypt severs diplomatic ties with Israel, accusing it of blatant terrorism and demanding international condemnation. The United States and Britain, initially skeptical of Egyptian claims, are forced to confront the undeniable evidence. The fallout is swift and devastating: sanctions, military threats, and a chilling erosion of trust on the global stage. Back in Israel, the ground beneath Ben Gurion's feet crumbles. Public outrage, fueled by a sense of betrayal and the dire international consequences, explodes. Accusations of recklessness and incompetence fly through the Knesset, threatening to fracture the fragile Israeli coalition. The Levon affair, as it comes to be known, casts a long shadow, exposing deep rifts within the Israeli intelligence apparatus and raising uncomfortable questions about the morality of covert operations. The cost of Operation Susannah proves to be immense. Not only has it failed to weaken Nasser's grip on Egypt, but it has pushed Israel further into the international cold, damaged its relationships with key allies, and sown the seeds of distrust within its own borders. The legacy of this failed covert operation becomes a stark reminder of the treacherous path of deception, a cautionary tale whispered in the desert winds of the Middle East. The tremors from Operation Susannah's detonation reverberate far beyond the sands of the Sinai. The Levon affair, a monstrous wave of diplomatic fallout, crashes against the shores of Israel's international standing, leaving behind a wreckage of shattered trust and frayed alliances. The United Nations, once a platform for dialogue and negotiation, transforms into a stage for recrimination. Egypt leads the chorus of outrage, demanding apologies and reparations. The United States and Britain, though cautious, can't ignore the undeniable evidence of Israeli involvement. The Cold War backdrop further complicates the picture, casting a shadow of suspicion and ideological clashes onto the already volatile situation. Ben Gurion, once a towering figure on the world stage, finds himself trapped in a diplomatic maze. Apologies and condemnations, however carefully worded, ring hollow in the face of shattered trust. Israel's carefully cultivated image as a young democracy is tarnished, casting a doubt on its future partnerships and global standing. The Levon affair's tentacles reach far beyond immediate diplomatic relations. The ripples impact regional alliances, economic partnerships, and military cooperation. The Middle East, a tinderbox of pre-existing tensions, grows hotter, the embers of distrust stoked by this covert operation gone wrong. The geopolitical landscape of the region shifts, and Nasser emerges as an unlikely beneficiary. Egypt's pan-Arabist stance gains traction, Israel's regional isolation bolsters his position, and the Levon affair becomes a rallying cry for Arab unity against perceived Zionist aggression. As the dust settles on the wreckage of Operation Susannah, a somber quiet descends. The echoes of this failed covert operation linger in the corridors of power, serving as a stark reminder of the treacherous path of deception and the high price of miscalculated ambition. What can we glean from this episode of failed espionage? The architects of Operation Susannah, blinded by fear and a desperate desire for control, ignored fundamental truths. The intricate web of human relations cannot be manipulated like chess pieces, and the ripple effects of covert actions can reach far beyond their intended targets. The Levon affair forced Israel to re-evaluate its intelligence strategies. Today, the emphasis lies on collaboration, on leveraging the strengths of allies and partners, and on prioritizing diplomacy over clandestine maneuvers. The shadow of deception has given way to the sunlight of transparency, a hard-won lesson etched in the sand of history. But the aftermath of this covert operation transcends mere strategic insights. It stands as a testament to the devastating consequences of betrayal, both on the international stage and within the fabric of a nation. The shattered trust, the damaged relationships, and the internal strife sown by the Levon affair serve as a constant reminder of the human cost of pursuing power through the shadows. Operation Susannah may be a chapter closed, but its echoes resonate in the present. As we navigate the complexities of the modern world, the lessons of this failed mission, the dangers of deception, the importance of partnership, and the human cost of covert actions offer invaluable guidance. It is a story that compels us to tread carefully, to choose dialogue over deceit, and to remember that true security lies not in the shadows of secrecy, but in the sunlight of trust and understanding. The sands of time may have buried the details of Operation Susannah, but its legacy extends far beyond the dust-choked streets of Cairo in 1954. Like whispers on the desert wind, the echoes of this failed mission reverberate through the corridors of modern intelligence agencies, casting a long shadow on the conduct of covert operations worldwide. The lessons learned from Susannah's disastrous unraveling have shaped the way intelligence agencies approach covert operations today. Increased emphasis is placed on legal and ethical considerations, on minimizing civilian casualties, and on ensuring accountability after the dust settles. The failure of Susannah served as a brutal wake-up call, urging intelligence communities to operate with greater transparency and to prioritize long-term consequences over short-term gains. Yet, the line between necessary secrecy and harmful deception remains blurry. Modern-day espionage operates in a complex cyber-fueled landscape, where information warfare and targeted hacking blur the lines between traditional spying and digital warfare. The specter of Susannah haunts these new battlegrounds, urging us to constantly question the ethics of employing these powerful tools in the shadows. The lasting impact of Operation Susannah lies not just in shaping strategies and protocols, but in the ethical questions it raises. It forces us to confront the human cost of intelligence gathering, the potential for unintended consequences, and the delicate balance between national security and international trust. The ghosts of Susannah continue to walk among us, a cautionary tale whispered in the ears of every intelligence operative, every policymaker, and every citizen concerned about the shadows lurking at the edges of our world. It reminds us that the true measure of success in the realm of espionage lies not in the shadows, but in the light of accountability, ethical reasoning, and a commitment to building a safer world based on trust and transparency. Thank you for your time. Like, share, and subscribe is great support to us. Until next time.